Alright, this is what we got going on today. Got the, what is this? 2014 Toyota Corolla. It's got the 1.8 in it. This obviously, I don't know if you see the remnants of antifreeze here, but it has a coolant leak. So yesterday the car came with a crazy noise. And I remember this lady calling a while ago about the vehicle making a lot of like a rattling noise. I wish I could replicate it so people can be aware of it, but it sounded like the timing chain. It really sounded like timing chain, but the thing was it went away. Months later, came back, and when she brought it by, as the vehicle was running yesterday, I could see the pulley wobbling. I'm gonna start it up so we can look at that, but it's gonna be throwing fluid everywhere. So, but we'll get a look at it before we tear into it. It's not wobbling no more. Like that subsided. It is what it is. All right, we're gonna get to removing the alternator first. Oh, God damn it. Well, I'm not taking the alternator all the way out. I'm just gonna loosen it up. I'm gonna use these knuckle busters here. Loosen that up. That's a 14 millimeter. We're gonna get this one down here. I think it's a 12. Yep. And we're gonna loosen up the tensioner. My electrical ratchet died on me, so I'm gonna have to use some manual labor for the time being. So that was a 14 and a 12 millimeter to loosen the alternator up, just that quick and easy. This belt is getting replaced again as in reiterating again. So I'm going to dispose of this. It goes over the crank and around the smooth pulley. So let's get in the brand new gates. Let's take a, yep, look at that. So trust me, it was literally making a lot of noise yesterday. Like, I was about, it's on the verge of locking up. Yeah, she jacked up. I'm gonna get my pan down here, and it looks like I need a 12 to get these bolts off. Yep. We got a pan down there so it'll catch that fluid, and we'll get those bolts ran off and get this water pump out of there. My pail is actually under the car. I spent a minute looking for the damn thing and didn't have to. So let's get these. I'm gonna get the hard ones first, which is totally contrary to my actions. I need a longer 10. Not a 10, this is a 12. I think this is one on the bottom. I'll try to shorten it first, see how far I can get with this. So that's one. I hope I got the right one out. I bet you I didn't. Nope. Make sure I tighten that other one up that I mistakenly loosened up. The direction stated you were supposed to pull the alternator out, and hopefully we can get around it. But let's see. add some RTV sealant. Oh shit, that was stupid of me. So it seemed like the gas is going to be, there's going to be a recess in the housing here, because on the new water pump it didn't have any type of recess for the gasket to go into. I'm just mixing those bolts right on up. So we're going to get that. I think this is going to be the easiest one. I'm going to get this one last. Just loosen it up. Okay, the water pump is loose now. So I got that one. Make sure I don't forget the one on the bottom. You know, it's funny that this car is now making that same noise that when she initially took it to the dealer a long time ago, they stated that it needed a motor, from what I understood. And even though the lady was very neglectful with this oil change, with her oil changes, it surprisingly, it was never in the motor. Again, the noise was a thing for a while, and it just suddenly stopped. And this is over the course of 8 months. So luckily, she didn't go with what they suggested and put the motor in there. Even though they would have been partly right, the noise would have been gone because it would have been a new water pump and everything on it. But she didn't need a motor. Time told. Time definitely told on what was defective, and that this water pump took a crap on her. I mean, the car doesn't have no more than 90,000 miles on it. So theoretically, it would have been in its service interval to probably get the coolant flushed. Yeah, you can see it's recessed inside the housing there where the gas is going to go. I'm just glad it's got those rubber type gaskets, those stringy looking gaskets. I don't even know the technical name for them, but versus those composite type aftermarket gaskets you'll get when you get like a Chevy water pump or something. I mean, even the gaskets that have those steel shim style are never a thing in the aftermarket world. If it is, I haven't found it. But I started working on cars yesterday, so what do I know? So the alternator did not have to come out. Cool. So on the water pump here, you see how angled it is where the tension of the belt was favoring one side. The belt was starting to walk off its track, and it was like a rib was off of the AC pulley. So I'm gonna get everything cleaned up. I'm gonna give it a nice bath here. This is a nice gasket. It's very pliable. It still protrudes. It's not flat. There are some bolts that the new water pump came with, which was like 4 bolts. Unfortunately, these are not the same length or the same quantity as the ones that were originally in there. There were 2 bolts that had sealant on it, RTV sealant, and those are the ones that went to the timing cover. And these are located here and here. So I'm gonna put some RTV sealant on there when I reinstall them. I'm not going to use the new bolts. This gasket here is directional. If you look at it here, it has a slight protrusion there, and it does reflect on the bottom where the gasket needs to mate to its housing. So we got that there. I'm going to get one bolt started that doesn't require any sealant. Let that hang right there. Make sure my gasket's in place. And I'm going to put RTV sealant on these two bolts here. I'm just going to run the other bolts in there and complete repair. Had a moment there. Bump it over, let it run, and let it get into its position, and readjust the belt from there. So I think this. I'm gonna tighten up just a little bit more. I think we're good there. Let's fill it with coolant. Got the Zurex Valvoline. Appropriate coolant that goes in here. Is knocked out. Car is done, running fine, not leaking coolant anymore. And this water pump is going in the junk pile with all the other ones, so we can get a better view of how that water pump looked. This wasn't even straight. She was jacked up. But I wondered, like I said, I was telling you, like there was some noise that it had going on for a while, and I wonder if that was the actual noise that we were hearing a while ago, and it just happened to go in remission for 8 months. Who knows? Don't know. We got a new one on there. Luckily, over the course of several months, the water pump wound up going out, and she managed to drive with it. I mean, it was making a crazy amount of noise yesterday, and she was able to drive it and not have any problems. She got it here this morning, and it's fixed. Again, the water pump did have a... Man, I got memory problems on my phone. So we got a new belt, water pump. Everything's cleaned up. Got the coolant topped off. Heat's working. The only thing left, I got to take it on a test drive, check over it, and then I can ship it off with the customer. As far as the angle and the view, I know it's not like the best angle, but being that this car is like really small, you very limited on space. I think we got the best. I mean, we got to get the idea how to pull it off. We saw the boats. They were accessible. Nothing major. But I'm going to conclude this video because I got other things I got to work on. And I would imagine this car is not coming back anytime soon because this is a import direct part. And import direct parts don't break. They're good parts, right? So we'll see what happens. But if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe link. Stay informed. Have that reassurance in my work. See you on the next one.